Hey guys, I just wanted you to see the sweet new background we got, or the two posters that we got, before my fat ass sits down and covers up the camera. Those are both at Walmart right now for $5, by the way. And speaking of Walmart, I went there last night and for 13 bucks bought Christmas Vacation, Euro Vacation, the original Vacation, and did I already say, oh, Vegas Vacation on DVD for 13 bucks, and watched some of those last night just to get my mind right and get in the right mode for this. And damn, I miss Chevy Chase. I wish it could just be Chevy Chase in this movie, the young Chevy Chase, the Chevy Chase of old, the man with one of the greatest 5 o'clock shadows known to man. Because you want to talk about just like he was every man's dad, the suburban dumb dad. He's the basic bitch of dads, and we loved him for it, and you can't recreate that. And that's why it's almost stupid for them to do this, but you know they're going to. Nothing is sacred, okay? And you can't hate the actors in the movie or the directors or anything like that, because I guarantee you can't get a comedy made for the most part. It's probably really hard to get a comedy made if you don't tie it to some sort of commercial avenue that happened in the past, because their studios are afraid nobody will go see it if you do that. But this had heart to it, so you gotta give it credit for that. The remake aspect of it helped it and hurt it, because you do get some of the old stuff that you love watching it. You get the Holiday Road song in the beginning, you get some of the nods to the original Chevy Chase, and all that good stuff, but at the same time, this movie works on its own a little bit. It's a pretty funny movie, as in it's a comedy, and whether you're pissed off that it exists, it doesn't bring out the Clark Griswold of old or anything like that. But when you're watching it, it's funny, and you laugh at it. And if you laugh at a comedy, it's somewhat successful, right? And you do laugh at this movie. It takes so much time reminding you that it's a vacation movie that this movie can't really stand on its own the way it wants to, and it shouldn't. It just shouldn't have been a vacation movie. They should have just made a new comedy, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. Ed is Rusty, who was Clark Griswold's son. His family's in a rut. He takes them on a trip to Wally World to try to bond them together. The exact same plot of the original movie. Now at first you're like, Ed Helms is no Chevy Chase, and he's not. Ed Helms is a funny guy. I like him. I don't think he's like necessarily leading man material. I don't think he's Clark Griswold. But if you're looking at it like this, he's Rusty. He's not supposed to be Clark. He's kind of the perfect progression of Rusty. Like, if I saw Rusty as a kid in the original Vacation and you told me he grew up to be Ed Helms, I'd kind of maybe believe that a little bit. It just makes sense. It was a good pick for that sort of thing, if you're gonna do it, I guess. But no, I like Ed Helms. He's just, like I said, he's not Chevy Chase to me. He's just not a talent of our time or anything like that. He's just a funny dude, and that's okay. Christina Applegate's good as the mom. She does a really good job playing off of funny people, fucking Anchorman, right? And the two kids are hilarious. You've got these two kids. One's a tiny little asshole who says fuck every 5 seconds, and it's the funniest shit ever. And then you got the older kid, and like, this is their exact height, by the way. You got the older kid who's a giant pussy, and this kid's always picking on him, beating up on him and shit, putting bags over his head, and it's just funny as hell. Like, those two kids are probably the funniest part of the movie. And again, completely original. Those two kids didn't have characters in the other movies. But no, it's got some of that old school 80s comedy to it too. There's boobs a couple times, there's a lot of fuck, there's a lot of rated R-ness, there's a lot of goofy ass shit in it, and just some dumbass scenarios like that the Vacation movies always presented to you. But you can't recreate that. That being said, it's not anything crazy memorable. It reminds me a lot of We Are the Millers from a couple years ago. It's like on that level. There is a shit ton of cameos, by the way. If this movie isn't reminding you that it was a sequel of the original, there's a cameo popping up of somewhere. There's like freaking 20 cameos, it seems like, in this movie, and some of them were pretty damn funny. Chris Hemsworth, you saw him in the trailer. I'm not giving anything away there. He was one of the highlights of the movie. I'm gonna give this a 6.0. I thought it was above average. I thought it was a pretty damn funny movie that just had a lot of unnecessary stuff in it, and really just, had it just been original, it might have stood on its own, truly, but it didn't. Fun fact, by the way, the guy who directed this is Mitch from Waiting. The gangly kid with the big teeth that Ryan Reynolds spends the whole movie making fun of? That's just fucking weird. That blows my mind. And also, a fun fact about this, I mentioned We Are the Millers. Jason Sudeikis was up for the role played by Ed Helms, which is kind of crazy. And if you think that just the fact of them doing a sequel, I'll probably call it a remake 100 times. It's like a remake slash sequel. If you think that the idea of them making another Vacation movie pisses you off, just imagine this. At one point, Adam Sandler was being talked about to play the role. My question today, guys, is rank the Vacation movies. My favorite's gotta be Christmas Vacation, followed very closely by the original Vacation, followed by, yeah, I'm gonna get shit for this, but Vegas Vacation. That movie was on Cinemax so much that I used to just watch it all the time because it would just be on Cinemax or whatever channel it was on, that I just developed a love for it. I never got that much into European Vacation. There's just something about it. It's just, I'll watch it, but it's not it's not the first one I'm gonna pop in by any means. And then after European Vacation would come this one. Even though I know I gave this a positive score, I said I didn't like European Vacation, this one just, I'm not gonna let it into the Griswold bubble. You know, it was good as a comedy, but it doesn't belong with those guys. It just doesn't. I can't let it. It's right on the outside. It's like, hey, good time, Charlie. But you can't come in with this nostalgia over here. It's not. You're not allowed in. You don't have a ticket. What the fuck am I talking about? And I don't even count the other shit that they've done. Like, seriously, Jingle All the Way 2 with Larry the Cable Guy is the equivalent to what they did with Eddie and that shit. I didn't watch it. I don't know it exists, and I refuse to acknowledge it. Like I just did. By the way, we're doing written reviews too. We've got a blog that there's only like 20 people subscribed to, so get in on that shit early. I'll put the link down below. It looks like I'm pointing at my dick. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. We'll be back shortly with a Mission Impossible review. Click that subscribe button, get some wham up in you.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie.